Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well. All right, let's get started on Raz Kids. The first thing you do is find your name and then put in the passcode LEAP, all lowercase, and go to My Assignment. And don't forget to spend some time leveling up. All right, so we're going to look for our story. And our story today is called Brother Messy, Brother Neat. All right, so our learning target today is problem and solution. What problem do the characters have and how do they solve it? Let's take a look at the picture. We see one brother is happy, and how does the other brother look? He looks very annoyed. And we notice that one side of the room is clean, and what does the other side look like? You got it, messy, just like the title, Brother Messy, Brother Neat. All right, so first thing we're going to do is identify the problem, and then at the end of the story, we're going to figure out what the solution is. Okay, and look at this illustration here. We also notice that one brother is holding a baby. Wonder how that plays into the story. Pablo was messy. He liked to draw whenever he could. Nico was neat. He liked to organize whatever he could. So let's make sure we know who the characters are. So this is Pablo, and Pablo is messy, and he really likes to draw. And then this is Nico, and he's neat. So they're brothers, but one is messy and one is neat. When their sister Maria was born, the boys had to share a room. I'm not sharing a room with that slob, Nico said. How can I do anything fun when everything is so clean? Pablo asked. Find a way to work it out, their mother said. So let's pause for a moment and talk about the problem of the story. So, what is the problem? The problem is that now the boys have to share a room, right? And that's going to be a little difficult if one is messy and the other is neat. Why do they now have to share a room? Yes, their baby sister Maria was born. So Maria's going to get one of the rooms and the boys are going to share. Let's see how this plays out and see if they're able to come to a solution. Their first week together, Pablo slept in the closet. It's too clean out there, Pablo said. The closet was too dark at night, though. Pablo moved back into their room. So sleeping in the closet did not work for Pablo. So he's going to have to sleep in that room. The second week, Nico put tape on the floor. You stay on your side, Nico said. Could this be a possible solution? Putting tape on the floor? And one brother can keep it clean and the other messy? I don't know. We're going to have to see. Nico had to cross the line every day to leave the room, though. He pulled up the tape. So it looks like Pablo is just laughing and having a ball, and here Nico has to keep crossing the line to exit. The third week, they decided to come up with some rules. First rule is, you can't organize my stuff without asking me, Pablo said. Second rule is, you can't use my stuff without asking me, Nico said. They thought up a list of 15 rules they promised they wouldn't break. At the end, they both agreed on one more thing. Let's take a look at their picture, and it says room rules. Don't organize my stuff. Don't use my stuff without asking. Don't give me any math quizzes. Do not draw me with horns, a tail, a mustache. No long, boring conversations on the phone with your friends that I have to listen to. No playing bad music, headphones required. No waking me up when I'm asleep, even if I'm late for something. No eating food in the room, except for dessert. No snoring. And then it says over. They have to turn it over. There's going to be one more thing. Do you think the brothers made up good rules? Do you think they're going to be able to follow them? I wonder what that one more thing is. Let's find out. We need to paint our room. Interesting, they're going to paint the room. Lucky for them, they both agreed on what to paint. Wow, look at that. Cool, I don't know, is that some alien in outer space? Oh, that's the end. So let's talk about the solution. How did they solve the problem? Think about that for a moment. The first thing they tried to do to solve the problem was to put tape across the room, and that didn't work, did it? So then they came up with the idea to make a list of rules that they should follow, and the boys both agreed. And lucky for them, they both were able to paint the room, and it's something that they both love. So hopefully their plan worked, and Pablo and Nico are happily sharing a room now. That was an awesome story. I don't know if anybody can relate. If maybe you have a messy brother or sister, or a neat brother or sister. I like things to be neat, but every once in a while things do get messy. But when they get out of control, I always have to make sure I clean up. All right, earned 50 stars. All right, so the first question is our learning target. What problem do Nico and Pablo have? A, they have to paint a room. B, they have to share a room. Or C, they have to clean a room. All right, you're going to come up with the answer for that. Which of the following events happened first in the story? So whenever you're asked a sequence story, that's a good idea to go back in the book unless you are positively sure. So I'm going to go to the story and see what happened first. Tells us Pablo is messy, Nico is neat, and then Maria was born. And that's where the problem started, right? Because the boys had to do what? Yep, share a room. So it wasn't A, they have to paint a room. They were happy about that. And C says they have to clean a room. Nope, it's B. They have to share a room. Nico takes the tape off the floor because A, he has to cross the line to leave the room. B, his brother is angry with him leaving it there. Or C, his mom tells him he has to take the tape off. So let's go back in the book and find out why he took the tape off. All right, so let's read this page. Nico had to cross the line every day to leave the room, though. He pulled up the tape. So who pulled up the tape? Nico did. And Nico did it because every time he had to leave, he had to go on Pablo's side. He had to cross the line. So let's read our choices. A, he has to cross the line to leave the room. We know that one's it, but I'm going to always read the other ones just in case. B, his brother is angry with him leaving it there? Or C, his mom tells him he has to take the tape off? Why do Pablo and Nico agree on what to paint? A, they agree because they both want to use green paint. B, they agree because their mom tells them what to paint. Or C, they agree because they both like outer space. So I want you guys to answer this one. Go back in the story if you have to. Think about what both of the brothers had in common. What did they like? Even though they were different, they still had one thing in common, and that was how they painted the room. And number 5, what is a slob? So we see a dark word. Whenever you have a bolded word like that, it's going to be asking you for a definition, and we have to figure out what would be the best answer. Now, normally they would give you a sentence with it. So if you have no idea what a slob is, that's going to be a little difficult. So I'm going to use it in a sentence and see if you'll be able to figure it out. Pablo is such a slob. So what is a slob? A person who is clean. B, a person who is smart. Or C, a person who is messy. All right, I want you to think about that one, that Pablo is such a slob. What word would mean the same as a slob? All right, boys and girls, that is the end of our Raz Kids for today. Make sure, wow, I got 1,000 stars. Make sure that you're going in and completing all your assignments. Friday, we don't have school, so that would be a great day to catch up on things. I hope to see everybody later in Zoom. Bye for now.